Well, a very good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 70 of your favourite podcast. It is the Awful Bat Podcast. I am, of course, Chester430, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-broadcasters of Hadlington. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, all.
And a good evening to Shads. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everyone.
And, of course, we have our lovely producer, Mr. Tank, in the background. Good evening, Tank.
Good evening.
So, chaps, this is the penultimate season episode of Awful Back. We've got a bumper edition for you. We're going to start off with the Week 17 league review. And then, of course, the league table after that quite entertaining Week 17. We have, of course, Shad's Rider of the Week, the all-important BGP and SCS Round 7 final round draw at Pirate Speedway. And, of course, look ahead to Week 18, the final league week of the season, where potentially we will see a league title be won. So, without any further ado, we're going to crack on with league action. And first, we have...
Yay!
we have, yes. You see it on you see it on screen. The Shawfield Panthers went to the Poole Cowboys and had a 46-44 victory. It's taken a while. Shad, I'm going to bring you in, mate, if I can first, because
oh yes, please.
It's taken a while, but congratulations, the Shawfield Panthers finally have a league win.
Oh, the relief. Can you feel it in my voice? The relief. Oh, honestly, Dan, what a night. I mean, we had 5 riders. Supposed to be 6, but one didn't turn up. And the match winner in Heat 14. Me and Capesy. The relief. Oh my god. The only downside was getting beaten by Ivy in Heat 2, but we won't talk about that. No, it was a great night. Cappy, what can I say about Cappy? Tremendous number one. When he's paid 16, and got to say, Capesy as well. He's been having a bit of a tough time in the league of late, but he turned up. He turned up as well. I mean, all of us were either paid for a win or actually won. So yeah, we're happy. Celebration time. We couldn't go through the season not winning, and I think next week couldn't rely on next week against the Dragons. So this was a do or die for us. This was the one we targeted to win. Quite a few weeks ago, I think we practiced it for about 2 weeks. I think it's the most we've practiced for any meeting this season was at this track. Well, some of us anyway. Some didn't practice. Yeah, very happy.
I say you were down for most of the match. I mean, going into Heat 13, you were 40-38 down, and of course that 5-1 got that 2-point advantage. So going into Heat 15 with Bewitcher and Cappy, what was, I know you weren't in Heat 15, but what was your mindset going into it? Like, are they going to do it? You want to see that Heat advantage or that 3-3 to get the win. What was going through your mind in that pits area?
I was quite confident we'd get a draw or a Heat advantage out of it. I think we had Bewitcher and Cappy, and the way Cappy was going, I didn't think there's any way. Becky had a bit of a strange night, 2 wins and 3 last places, so fairly confident that we'd get something out of it. I wasn't unduly bothered. Watching the recording back, I think they just let Craig go, and I think Fecky messed up quite early in the race. I think it's easier for Bewitcher and Cappy to get the draw. I think that's all we needed anyway. So yeah, and I wasn't unduly bothered. Well, I was more bothered about Putty not turning up than anything else, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That pissed me off a little bit, I must admit. Especially after said he was available. And we haven't heard anything since. So we hadn't heard anything why he didn't turn up, if he forgot, or if he just having a strop because we left him out of the pairs team early in the season.
Well, we'll never know. We'll never know, Shads. Hads, I'm going to bring you if I can, mate. Obviously, as a neutral, you must be happy with Shawfield getting that win because it's taken a long time for him, hasn't it?
Yeah, fair play to him, especially as you said, 5-man team. Definitely a great effort from the riders who turned up. I think the change of riding order as well helped as well. Capesy going in at number 4, and then Bewitcher going at 5. He won his first 2, scoring 10 points in the end. Pretty decent, but he was pretty solid throughout for Panthers. To be fair, I mean, I know Ivy score is 5+4 there, which looks pretty decent, but there was 3 races where there was only 3 riders, so yeah, it's one of those. I was surprised not to see Wayne in Heat 15, if I'm being honest, as well. So yeah, on another one, I think he could have been in, but hats off to the Panthers for battling back the way they did, and that 5-1 in 14 obviously was the key point, and a good shared hit in the last one to get that win on the board.
Of course, the Cowboys were defending champions this year, but unfortunately, this season hasn't gone their way. They obviously, of course, they're the outgoing champions now. So once again, congratulations to the Shawfield Panthers who took that away victory by 46 points to 44. So on to our next match, and it was the Powder Hall Scorchers against the Somerset Spartans, and again it was another 46-44 away win for the Spartans, who went up to Powder Hall. Hads, I'll bring you in first for can, bud. A very close match for both teams, going down right to the wire.
Yeah, I have to applaud the Scorchers for almost getting something out of this after being 14 points down with 5 races left, and then to only lose by 2. I mean, that's some effort in the last 5 races there. Just that 3-3 in 14 was the one that was enough for the Spartans to do it. But I know Shads has got some notes, but I was surprised at the one thing when he told me about Jan the other day. He said, have a look at Jan's home average. And I didn't actually believe it was as low as it was. I think it's 3. Bang on 3. So that's a good stat from Shads there, to be fair. And he said in chat he didn't get the rub of the green and that on the night, but maybe he's just, I don't know. Obviously, he doesn't like the track as much as he thought he did, maybe. But it's one of them. Scorchers had the full 7 out as well. So, I mean, the Spartans, we saw DL make an appearance as well, coming in for Westy. That's always a handy guest to bring in, but I think the match winner here, reserve, has got to be Sky Rider. I think 10+1. He's capable of that, to be fair. From number 6 as well.
Yeah.
That's great scoring, to be fair. And he was part of that 3-3 and 14 that was a deciding factor in the end as well.
Yeah, I think I'm right in saying that that was the first time this season that Powder Hall's used attack sub at home. I think that's correct. But yeah, I was a bit surprised about Jan's score. That there's 4 zeros. It's not the not very often you see Jan not score anything at all in that meeting. Shads, your thoughts? I know you got some notes regarding the Spartans. The floor is yours, my good sir. If he's there.
He's run off.
He's run off. Oh, no.
The Spartans, since the team changes, The first meeting 62-28 versus Cowboys. And they won 54-36 at Shawfield. They beat the Dragons at home 47-43. And then they won at Powder Hall 46-44. Before the team changes, they'd won one meeting, drawn one, and lost 3. So that's absolutely a remarkable turnaround just by bringing like 2 or 3 riders in. With that form, if the obviously they couldn't do it before because of the points and the gradings and that, but that's league winning form at the moment. And you look at those results, 4 wins on the spin when they'd lost 3 of their last 5. I think although the Dragons have looked like they're going to win the league, barring a miracle, the miracle of Shawfield. It's you've got to say Spartans are probably going to be the team of the season at the moment.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely surprising everybody with those sorts of changes. Have actually made them pretty strong at the end of the season. So, but yeah, a great win there for the Spartans against the Scorchers. Of course, the Scorchers, who were KO Cup League or KO Cup winners last week against the Wolves.
Don't rub it in.
I won't have, don't worry. So yeah, great win there for the Spartans away from home. So on to the final match we had, and it was the Oxford Dragons against the Newcastle Wolves. And once again, it was another 46-44 home win. And this one had everything. If you haven't seen the recordings yet, I'd recommend checking out Heat 15 and maybe Heat 8 as well, if that's what you want to watch as well. But I'm going to bring in Shads first if I can for this one.
I tell you what, he's got it in for you tonight, Heads.
Well, with that Skyrider photo, you can see why. Shads, your thoughts on this match? Because it went right down to the wire. The Wolves had a 43-41 lead going into Heat 15, but then that final race, I mean, just wow.
Wow, what a race, what a meeting as well. I'd love to watch it all. I watched some of the recordings, but Heat 15, wow. I mean, Wolves were on a 5-1. Paris was nudged into the grass on the Ben 4 lap 2. Stefan. It seems to be Stefan likes to nudge people into the grass. Scissor looked comfortable the entire race until the last bend when Stefan went wide off of on the first bend of lap 4 and just dived inside and knocked Sizzler out a little bit, which it was just a slight nudge and allowed Team 101 through for the 5-1. And Sizzler, it looked like the entire race he was going to win it. I've got to say, Wolves rode very well. You can't knock them for the effort. I mean, Oxford by a couple of points. Owen again. I think he's top of their averages now. I think he's averaging over 9 points a meeting. Paid 11. I mean, that's after a first race 0. We didn't even finish the race. If Pompey would have been able to maybe score a couple more points, Wolves could have won it, and I think Wolves deserved to win it.
A lot of people getting a bit aggy saying that I'm going to win a league medal before they are, as of Sky and Westy Boy. Oh boy. Adlington, I'm gonna bring you in if I can. I say it was a great match. That 5-1 with UNO in 14. What was going through your mind, like going into that race with the lead, or coming out of the race with the lead, knowing that Sis and Power were going to be in Heat 15?
Oh, I was absolutely buzzing after 14, to be fair. I've just put the 2 videos of 14 and 15 in the chat there. I mean, the move by Owen coming into the final bend on lap 3, and then he grasped Heppel and then he blocked Kaney so I could run the other side of him. I mean, that was just. It shows how much he's improved as a rider as well, to be fair, doing that for your teammates. So obviously he's learned from. He had a good teacher, to be fair, but that 5-1. And then he was obviously winning going into that last race, and it's. I didn't think either team probably deserved to lose, to be honest. I mean, I did say in the chat before a draw wasn't the end of the world for our team, but obviously that point that we got there actually means that Spartans can't win the league. So it's still an important point, even though we lost. I mean, big shout out to JC as well for stepping in. That 7+2. It's definitely important. Very solid. But we're not talking about E8, by the way, Dan.
Go on.
Yeah, it was just one
go
of them.
on.
It was wrong place, wrong time, and I put myself on the inside and hit the boost coming off bend 2 and smashed me into the grass. So, I mean, I said to you I'd have done the same. So it's one of them. It happens, and you have to move on. I think last season my head had just got totally gone, and I wouldn't have scored any points in the last two. But beating Squall in 12 and then getting that win in 14 was pretty good little comeback, to be fair. And then one of them is a tough one to tag, to be fair. Really, I mean, I know we got a point, but we needed to win to have a better chance in the last round, and going to Spartans is obviously, as Shad's alluded to with their last 4 results, it's going to be a tough ask either way, to be fair.
Yeah, completely agree. I mean, like I said, after that Heat 8, my bike was in the van ready to go home because I knew I was getting out of Heat. I know I was getting put in place in Heat 12. I say we had the stronger reserve in Heppel. And of course, you were the stronger reserve out of the 2 yours had. So I got to congratulate you as well. You put up a fight. But I say that Heat 15 when you got Stefan and Stephen, that 5-1 in 15, that was just incredible. And it also was all 3 matches finished in 46-44 scorelines. When has that ever happened in the league?
I don't think it has, to be fair.
No, I don't think it has. No. And shame not to see Powis get a Heat win, because he was, the in prime Powis would have had a couple of race wins there, but seemed to dip off a little bit. No disrespect to him, but yeah.
I'll let you tell him.
He's already in the chat. So, with the Dragons, they're taking the win with the 46-44. We also had the silver helmet, of course, after the Dragons match, and it was all Stefan taking a 2-0 victory over Sizzler with 2 very, very quick times. My apologies, Sizz. My apologies. But it's a silver helmet, you got to.
I told him not to mention the silver helmet, but he insisted.
Yeah, so, well, Steph's not got now defend it at Shawfield. So, yeah, should be a good one. So yeah, Steph's there winning the silver helmet, maintaining it for another week. Goes into the final round of the league season with the silver helmet. So on to the league table. And there you see it. We have Oxford Dragons on top, Somerset Spartans in second, level with Newcastle. And we've got Powder Hall in 4th on 16, Poole Cowboys on 9, and Shawfield Panthers on 4 points with that all-important first win of theirs, and an away victory as well. So congratulations to the Shawfield Panthers. How's going to bring in first if I can? League table, going to the final week. It's all like pretty much one hand on the trophy for Dragons this season. But what do you think's going to happen in the last remaining few?
Well, Dragons will win the league, I think. No, well, I'm not being defeatist, but I think Spartans will finish second. The way the form they've been in, I can't see. I mean, we have to get 4 points, win by more than 6, and hope that Dragons lose by 10 or 11 or something. So yeah, it's not going to happen.
That's dream on.
Scorchers have got Cowboys. Is that right? In the last one.
Well, two of them on Sunday, and one's on Monday, Tuesday.
So we could actually,
Scorchers Cowboys on Monday.
If we could actually still finish 4th, strangely enough. I mean, and that'd be a right kick in the, nether regions, shall we say? Especially the way we performed last week at Dragons. So yeah, it's just one of those, unfortunately.
Yeah. Shads, your thoughts on this league table?
Yeah, I agree with Hads. I think Dragons are obviously going to win it. Spartans will be second. I think they'll beat the Wolves. And Scorchers will end up third after beating the Cowboys next week.
Well, we will go into the match details for next week in the second part of the show. But we're now going to move swiftly on to the Rider of the Week. And with that, I'm going to hand over to you, Shads.
Thank you, Dan. I've got a shorter list this week than normal. A few abject performances and a few good performances. Obviously, Stefan paid 14 again at home. No one's surprised by that. Got to say, Owen paid 11 from 5 rides in that meeting. Very good. As I said, he's top of the Wolves averages at the moment, averaging over 9. So he's doing it on merit. It's not because the rest of them have dropped. Skyrider again at reserve. In a revelation, since he dropped down to reserve, paid 11 from his 5 rides. And TJ, another good performance in the league where he's bombing out in the GPs at the moment after his first win, his first meeting. Another paid 11. My ride of the week is an easy one this week. 15 plus 1 from 6 rides at number 1 for the Panthers. My teammate Cappy.
Cappy there wins the Rider of the Week from Shads. So congrats to Mr. Cappy, who's actually in chat with us this evening. So congrats to him. So with that being said, we're going to have our a bit of a pause in the proceedings. When we come back, we're going to have the all-important SCS and BGP final round draw, and then look ahead to week 17. So the final week of league action. So stick around. See you in a couple minutes. Don't you all just love that theme music? I don't think we do, no. So welcome back to All
I
Four
think
Back,
we've heard it
episode
70 times now.
So, well, actually, not the first season, because we had a different one, didn't we?
Oh, did we? Oh, God. Can we
Yeah.
go back to it?
And it's not AI generated as well,
Sorry.
as Cappy said that.
Sorry.
So, chaps, we're going to have the draws now for the BGP and SCS rounds taking place at Pirate Speedway over in America. And, of course, all still to play for in both categories. So, without any further ado, once Mr. Tank gets the board up. So, here we go. BGP round 7. You can see a couple of changes there. I believe Mareki is in for, I think, somebody in there as well. Just double check my notes. Yes, I have notes. Be shocked. But first, it will be TJ Griffiths going at number 1. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Where is it? Mareki for Sizzler and Wolfie for Owen. There we go. So, Stephen 101 goes in at number 2. Of course, the trackers, I think, is very similar to the last American round we had last season. Number 3 is Craig. So Craig in at number 3. And he'll be joined in heat number 1 at number 4 by this week's Rider of the Week, Cappy. So a good opening race there. Of course, the track's very one-liner, I do believe. So, of course. So number 5 will be Dret Lotka, who's been under the radar the last few meetings. He's been picking up points quite steadily. He'll be joined at number 6 by Wolfie of the Spartans. So going in at number 7 will be Mareki. So Mareki in at number 7. And he'll be joined at number 8 in heat number 2 by Bobby. So Bobby goes in at number 8. So right at number 9 will be the Pool Cowboys rider, Fakey. Your name's still in this one, Shad, so do bear with. Number 10, it will be Hobnob. Now, of course, we'll have a full in-depth review, or sorry, preview of these two meetings on next week's show. There you go, Shad's number 11.
Hello.
Number 11 for you, Shads. Shads there is quietly confident. You are joined in heat 3 by... It's the one who's Squall from the Dragons. So, four names still to go. So, number 13, it will be Lofty. So, Lofty goes in number 13. At 14, it will be Le Sorcier. Powis and Stefan. Sorry, Powis and Stefan. Last two names. 15, It will be Stefan. I think he only needs a point to be mathematically certain of the title this season. And finishing off the draw will be Powis 84. That's the BGP round 7 draw.
3
Done
points.
and dusted.
And
3 points, is
even.
it?
Well, if Harris scores a maximum 21 points, Stefan just needs 3 points.
Ah,
So if Stefan beats Powis in the heat 4, he's won.
Well, yeah. Well, even if he comes third and Paris is start, he's just got to beat Paris in that heat, and
Yeah.
he's won it, or
Yeah.
not finished places behind him.
that is the that's the permutations in terms of the BGP. Now the SCS Hads, I believe have you got the changes and wildcard for the SCS?
Yeah, there's no changes at the moment, but the wild card for this round, as just confirmed, is Mr. Heppel.
Yay!
Heppel is the wild card, much to Lofty's disappointment.
And
But Dan,
yours.
But Dan is on standby.
I'm on standby, am I? Obviously, there'll be plenty of spaces left, Chester. As there could be 2 dragons in the SCS then, even 3. So, with that being said, let's get the draw underway. Of course, just confirm the wild card is yeah. Thanks, Sis. Bloody hay fever. So first up is going to be Skyrider. He goes at number 1. He'll be joined in heat 1 by Big Slow Caney. So one of my Dragons teammates. Lofty's quick response there in chat. Please don't, Shads. Please don't. So Hutty goes in at number 3. Or will he? That is the big question. At 4 will be Bewitcher. At number 5, it will be Scotty B. Moving on to rider number 6. And that will be David No Fear. Cam is saying me, Hads, Jan and Heppel for heat 3. Calling it now, money on it. So number 7 will be the wild card Heppel. They'll be joined in heat number 2 at number 8 by... Oh, so close there. Jan goes in at number 8.
The top 2 at the moment in heat 3. In heat
Yeah.
3.
On to heat 3. And it's JC. Goes in at number 9 there, JC. At number 10, it is going to be Westy Boy. So we still have Cam and Rico in the in the draw. So, could we have it for the first time this season? Well, number 11 is going to be you, Hadlington.
That's good. That's heat 20 for me.
Scarily close now, says Cam. Does indeed.
There we go.
Oh, Cam, you are very lucky. You are in at number 12, so you miss. You're in heat 3, which means Rico's in heat 4. Talking of Rico, he goes in at number 13. At 14, it will be Capesy. Number 15, it will be the brand new bus driver, Ben Thompson. Which will leave Malta's number 1, Wayne, going in at number 16. So that is the BGP and SCS round 7 confirmed and in the books. Of course, we'll go into further details of these two matches in next week's show. So move on to our final piece of to chat about is the matches coming up for this week, the final match of the season, of the league season. Now we have 2 matches on Sunday. The first of which is going to be at 8:30 on Sunday, where the Shawfield Panthers take on the Oxford Dragons. Can the Shawfield Panthers spoil the Dragons' party? Shaz, going to bring you in first, mate. Your thoughts on Panthers versus Dragons? What do you think can happen?
Dear. Oh dear. Sorry, I've been rendered speechless.
My God,
Lofty, honestly, man.
I worry about Lofty's search history.
Way to get around the censor bot. Anyway,
God, for
yeah,
God's sake.
we're on a hiding to nothing here. I believe. I think we need to take a break.
Shaz lost for words.
Anyway, listen. Panthers versus Dragons. I believe we've got 8 riders available. So H is going to have to decide what he's going to do. I've got a feeling I'm not going to be racing because Hutty has to race one meeting to get his minimum match count. And I think after Ben's score against the Scorchers in the last home meeting, I think he figures score. I think he'll be in. So I think I'll be sitting this one out. Let's see what we'll decide to do, whether we decide to go strong. I think knowing Squall, I don't think he'll be taking the Panthers lightly after the last meeting. I think he'll be going full steam and not having to over his shoulder and worry about what other teams are doing. I think Dragons just need a point, I think. So, in all seriousness, I can't see the Panthers winning it by 7+. So I think the Dragons will probably go as strong as they can and probably feel it on the Sunday night.
Yeah. I think Stefan told us in our group chat that if he was to get a paid max on Sunday, he'd finish the season on 11-point average, but he would have to have a tax sub ride to get it done. So, yeah, we're saying they're going for they're going for the win.
I'll be amazed if Dragons have availability issues. If it was me, I'd cancel everything to race in this.
I think he's looking at you, Dan.
Well, if they're all available, Dan won't ride unless. I don't know. I'm just saying, if I was doing something that wasn't either getting married or going to a funeral or appearing in court, which is unlikely because it's a Sunday, I want to be racing in this.
Yeah. You got that advantage of having that win last week. Shad, do you want to go into this meeting with a bit more the confidence, knowing that you've got that potential?
Well, nothing to lose now. I mean, racing against arguably the best team in the league. One win all season, so draw your own conclusions from that.
Yeah. Paddington, your thoughts on Panthers and Dragons? How's this one going?
I think Dragons. I think Panthers will keep it steady to start with, but I think Dragons will pull away. Second half of the meeting probably, and get the win. Then we'll get the what they need to be league champions.
I think at the start of the season they were league favourites, but I think the Wolves were as well, weren't they? In terms of league favourites at the start of the season, is that right, Hads?
I don't know.
I did hear something in the. Well, that might have been Scissor saying you finished in second this year. So yeah, Scorch's word to all the changes. Right. There you go. That was me getting it wrong. Sorry, guys. So yeah, of course the Sculio change we had as well. It's been a great season, personally. Well, I'd say as a team. If I am number 8 for the last match and don't get a ride, I don't mind, because it sounds like we're going to all be available. But who knows? Things could happen. Things could change. It's been great, being part of this team. I know there was a couple of times where I was a bit down on points and didn't feel like I was contributing much to the team. But being led by Squall has been superb, and it'll be my first league medal if this does happen. So, I say roll on Sunday. So that's the first of the double header matches on Sunday. The second match we have
got to be the luckiest person ever to win anything.
Well, like I said, I've not been close to any league titles in my career, so this could be icing on the cake.
See, this wouldn't have happened in the old days. You had minimum and maximum rides for riders. Your best riders couldn't race in every meeting. I mean, you take Stefan out of that and put another number 1 in, Dragons would be nowhere near the title.
Heppel there with the right mind frame there. So that's the Panthers against Dragons on the 25th of May. The second match taking place half an hour later at 9 o'clock is going to be the Spartans against the Wolves. So what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to bring in our producer, Mr. Tank. Tank, a very important meeting for your Spartans team. What's the feeling like going to the camp?
Yeah, we're going to it very confident. We should do really at home. We'll back ourselves. It won't be straightforward because the Wolves, as they showed last week, they're a match for anyone. And as I said, as I was the referee, they should have actually won that one more comfortably, probably, because they did look the better team throughout. So I'm expecting a similar performance this time round, but we'll be on our game, and it'll probably be a close one to finish the league season.
Yeah, it should be close. Had your thoughts on this match? Of course, going to Somerset, not the easiest track to go to, but what's the feeling like in the Wolves camp?
Obviously, we know we can still win the league, but it's out of our hands. So we just have to try and do what we can here. Obviously, kind of know the team as well, which is, well, I'm not going to give anything away, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, to be fair. Nobody's actually got a race. We've all done the minimum counter, so we'll have to see what happens. I think is it Method who still has to ride one for the Spartans. So I could see maybe. I'm not sure who will miss out for Spartans. I know it was Tank last week. Maybe it was somebody else this week, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, have to learn this track in quick time, and I've only just realised it's 9 o'clock as well, not 8:30. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, of course it's the double header, with the Panthers match. Shad, your thoughts on Spartans Wolves as the neutral in this one? Who do you think is going to go?
By 10 or 12, I think. The form they're in, and the fact that Wolves are probably a bit flat after that defeat. I think, I think Spartans will win this quite comfortably.
Yeah, let's say we'll have to see how the meeting goes. I'll say I have heard a few little bits of news here and there. Won't go into too much detail. I can't.
You know more than me, then.
No, I can't. I've been.
In other words, he's bullshitting.
No, well, from what I've heard, the chap that's told me seems pretty much set in stone that it's happening. So, anyways,
if your ears are as blocked as your nose, I'm surprised you could hear anything.
Yeah, I was fine this morning. It was like, I don't know why it always does this every time. But anyway, there we go. So that was the Spartans against Wolves, taking place on Sunday at 9 o'clock, which leaves then the final match of the season, taking place on Monday at 8 o'clock. We'll see the Powderhall Scorchers going up against the Poole Cowboys. So, as a neutral first, Hadlington, your thoughts on Scorchers Cowboys going this match? Of course, the Scorchers want to bounce back after that Panthers defeat last week, especially at home. And what can they do against the Cowboys next week?
I think the Scorchers will win this one. Just for this, just there because of the home track, basically.
Super guest.
Yeah, maybe. I know Alan's got a ride or is it guest or ride? He's got a either one. Ivy's got a ride again for Cowboys, obviously. So we'll wait and see. But I can't see nothing else but a Scorchers win here, to be honest. I mean, we have to. We'll obviously wait and see what happens and see what teams are out. But let's see if there's no Audis going on to get them averages down.
Well, Lofty said in the chat there, Alan versus Ivy, what a battle. And then Cam said, be like the Europa League final the other night.
Well, that
Oh,
might be
dear.
happening.
Yeah. Shad, your thoughts on Scorchers Cowboys? How do you see it going?
I think the Scorchers will win this one quite easily. I think they were bitten quite hard the other night. I think losing at home. I can't see Jan scoring another Audi. But I think the Scorchers will win this one. I don't know if the Cowboys are going to practice. They didn't practice. Apparently, they didn't practice a meeting against us last week. Just a pre-meeting practice. So whether they'll be practicing this week, I think Bobby's back from his holiday. So one of his holidays. So I expect him to race. Becky doesn't have to ride. I think Becky's had the minimum. It was Sudden, Rotten, and Lango's minimum. So Ivy has to ride. Let's see how she gets on at Powder Hall. Difficult track. If you've not practiced it, it's difficult. Even if you practice, it's difficult. So we'll see how we go. But I am assuming that no sneaky guests coming in for the Cowboys like JC or 101 that ride this track very well, and even Hadlington. Very quiet. So whether he's been asked or not, I don't know. With that low average of his,
Hadlington?
he could be a trump card at reserve.
Yeah,
But-
care to elaborate. I won't be riding in this match.
So if the teams as I expect, I think the Scorchers will win.
I can't
this
ride
one.
for Scorchers anyway because I've already guested for Scorchers at home, so I could only ride for Cowboys.
I'm looking at the cat. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh. I didn't know that rule. Oh, well.
Yeah, you can only guess once for each team.
Ah.
Yeah,
home or-
in each competition, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone guessed for Rico. I'm looking him in the cupboard for this, Garrett. Oh. There we go.
Well, that's going to be fun when Cam has to race against Rico. What's going to happen there?
They'll have to like a reserve. Oh no, they won't be in the. Oh yeah, that's a.
Do they face each other for? They must do some stage.
It depends on what numbers they both are.
Well, Cam usually
neither
rides
of
at
them-
5. Rico
Yeah,
usually rides at 2.
That'll be Heat 9. They race.
Neither so they'll definitely race each other at some point.
Mhm. Yeah. Hmm.
Cam said we can change numbers. Me at 4, him at 2.
Yeah, but you still race each other.
Yeah, you still race. If you're at 4, he's at 2. That'll be Heat 5.
But the question is, who does the laptop belong to? You get
That's
first
not-
dibs on it.
Yeah.
Technically, what does that mean?
Cam's laptop,
Oh, there you
Rico's
go.
internet.
I think the fairest thing would be for both to sit it out and just have a 2-rider match race.
Yeah.
As long as I'm in it, because it'll boost my score.
I mean, we are opening a GoFundMe account for Cam and Rico to actually get a new laptop so they're separate. So hopefully for next season it will arrive for in time.
No, how about he gets himself a paper round and gets his own bloody laptop?
Yeah. That'll be quite entertaining to see that.
Yeah, get
Yeah.
a job.
Hopefully at Christmas I'll send you a selfie with a new laptop. Oh, good man, Cam. Good man. Wish you the best of luck for that.
TJ going to do all afternoon when Cam out and servers and that? He's got nothing to do with himself.
Join someone else's. Might be the idea. I'm gonna cry for 8 hours straight. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh wow. So, gentlemen, that was episode 70 of All Four Back. Cameron's gonna be the last one of the season next week before we do all the reviews and everything. So next week's episodes preview, got the week 18. We've got the Shaz Rider of the Week, the BGP and SCS round 7 race car preview, and of course the BLRC and the RRC taking place as well in week 20. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So will that be
Get the rules for that as well. Who's going to be available to ride? What's the criteria for entry, especially for the reserve ones?
yeah.
What average you're going to go up to? We need to get that sorted before next week.
Yeah, talking next week, the Haddington's not here next week for us, so have to source a guest host or presenter for that week. So with that being said, I will say a good night and thanks for coming to Plank. Good evening, good afternoon, good night, sir.
Good
Good night.
afternoon, good evening.
Like Truman Show. Good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Bon voyage.
Patrick.
I will say a good night. I will say a good night to Haddington.
Arrivederci.
A good night to Shads.
Good night, Snippy.
Thank you. And it's a good night for me, Chester. We'll see you back here next week. Episode 71, of course. Don't forget, YouTube post 8 o'clock tomorrow. So you can listen back to all what we had to say. But until then, I've been Chester, and enjoy your racing, and we'll see you all next week. See you later.